Yeah, she doesn't have it. Sometimes you just do this. You do. Sometimes they do. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. We will be getting underway here shortly. We're missing our IT guy. And so for those folks that want to sit at home and watch this lovely meeting, we're gonna wait for him to get here. Hopefully just a few minutes, okay? If you'd be patient with us, we'd really appreciate it. I think that was the technology push we were waiting on. Unless somebody stops me, I'm going to go ahead. Guys, you ready? All right, good evening and welcome. Today is Monday, October 10th, 2022. It's 6:05 p.m. and this meeting's called to order. This is the Planning and Zoning meeting for the city of Smyrna. At this time, we'd like to ask that all electronic devices be turned off or put into airplane mode, whatever, so they don't interfere with our recording equipment. Tonight, we have one item on the agenda. This is a plat approval. This item will be presented by the applicant, by staff, and then by the applicant, and there will not be public input on this item tonight. Intending to speak, my apologies, but that's the way the meeting's going to run this evening. There's really nothing else to say on here. All right, so this is item 2022-452. It's a plat approval for a two-lot subdivision under the GC zoning requirements, 3.3 acres in land lot 444. This is 912 Daniel Drive. GFAC Logistics is the applicant. Mr. Staub's the background, please.
Good evening, Joey Stobbs, Planner 2 with Community Development. This is 912 Daniel Drive. This is the property that we was brought in last month. It was tabled so the owner could come in and answer questions from the. That's not changing. There's just making the lot from one lot into two lots. They meet all the zoning requirements. That's basically it. It's brought to the board for a recommendation to go to mayor and council on Monday. And I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Staubs? None? All right. At this time, we'd like to have the applicant come forward and tell us a little bit about the application. Please state your name for the record. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Daya Adebayo. I'm the CEO of GFAC Logistics LLC, and we own the property at 912 Daniel Drive. At the moment, we're applying to split this parcel into two because it is zone general commercial, and we're trying to sell it as it is. So the purpose of this split is to sell the warehouse and hopefully sell the other lot. If you know anybody that's looking for a lot, we're selling.
All right. Any questions for the applicant?
This is in.
Ms. Evans?
May I?
Yes.
This is in my ward, and I was just wondering if you plan to, and it's not required, you don't have to have major plans. Are you planning to keep both of the plats, or would you plan to perhaps resell them to someone else for whatever usage might be to their liking?
I have a gentleman who's interested in buying one of the lots already, and I'm not sure, but maybe he spoke with the guys at planning and zoning already to let them know what his plans are and to make sure whatever he's trying to do is allowed under that zoning. So I'm selling that for sure.
And so you would like to retain one for your own business purposes?
No, for my business, originally I came in front of this panel a while ago. I was trying to build a self-storage facility and it didn't go through. So for the new size of the lot is not big enough for my business. So, I'll probably sit on it for a little bit, see if there's anything that meets the zoning requirements that I can do with it, or just sell it to someone that has a better need for it that meets the requirements.
Okay, well, it's not required that you disclose all these things now, but I think in the interest of the fact that we have, people that may be watching or citizens in the audience, that's why I asked the question. I appreciate the answer. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Phillips? She asked the question. All right. Any other questions? All right. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
All right. At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion. Screens just went black up here, guys. Mine's lit up, but theirs is not.
There we are. Okay.
They just turned off.
You gotta hit the, yeah, there you go. All right.
Approve the agenda. Plat approval for
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Do we have a second? We have a second. Mr. Phillips, please vote. All right, the application is approved 6-0. Good luck with your project, sir. All right, the next item on our agenda is the approval of the minutes from the September 12th, 2022 Planning and Zoning meeting. Can we get a motion to have a motion, Ms. Ostrega, to approve the minutes as presented? And have a second, Mr. Phillips, hardest working planning member tonight. Please vote to approve the minutes. The minutes, 6:01, but I think that's wrong. 6:0. All right. Any further discussion, Mr. Martin?
I just want to let you guys know, Caitlin's 30. I won't see her till February, so she's due the first week in November. So if you're wondering why she's not here tonight, I didn't feel the need to bring her here and drag her through a 5-minute meeting to watch this, but she'll be back probably. She'll probably take her full 3 months and then be back at the end of that in February. I did want to just clarify, just because the public's here, about the hearing process. For land subdivision in the city of Smyrna, ultimately, I'll step back a second. Ultimately, the ordinance determines what is a public hearing and what actions are not public hearings. For the city of Smyrna, under the land use, or under the subdivision regulations, which is Appendix B, there is not a required public hearing on a land subdivision when the property meets the requirements of the zoning in which it's designated. So the applicant is making a request to subdivide the property into 2 or more lots. And if those lots all meet the requirements of the zoning district for which it's zoned, and provides the adequate infrastructure, i.e. water, sewer, stormwater, and all that, then you're able to subdivide that lot. And it's basically a procedural process at that point. The city says, you need to meet these requirements. The applicant submits an application that says, we met those requirements, so now they get approval to go ahead and officially record that with Cobb County. However, if there is a variance or a zoning change, a zoning variance like a waiver from a requirement, those do, and that's tied into the subdivision request, that will require a public hearing. In this case, he was not varying at all from the zoning requirements, so there was no need for a public hearing. It's just a hearing for him to present his land subdivision and for the city to review it and say procedurally it's acceptable and you can move on to the next thing. And that's pretty much the process in a nutshell. I didn't want you guys to leave here not fully understanding sort of what was going on, but if there's a zoning change or a zoning waiver or variance, then those are public hearing type item issues. So that's all I got.
All right. Thanks for that clarification. Any further discussion, comments? All right, this meeting is adjourned at 6:15 PM.